All right, we are live. Hello. Welcome to another weekly reading live here from Michigan City, Indiana, where I'm visiting my family for the holidays. Say hi to my little brother Jaden.
Hi.
He's turning 13 in what, a couple weeks? About a week and a half? You're about to be a teenager. No, 3 weeks. No, longer than that. December 24th is your birthday. But you're having your party next week. That's why I'm all mixed up.
No, a month ago today.
A month from now?
Yeah.
In a month. He's turning 13 in a month. He's growing so fast. He already grew like 3 inches since I've seen him last in July. So pretty cool. Kids grow fast, right? So we're here for another live weekly reading. As I said, I'm visiting my family, so thank you for joining me and allowing me to bring you some of this wintry energy. It's not as cold as it has been this last week. Today it's a little bit warmer. Yeah, but we are waiting for snow. We're hoping for a little snow. But as you all join today, just go ahead and comment below. Let me know where you're joining from. Let me know how you're doing today. I'll do a quick review of last week's cards, and then we'll get right into the spirit messages, the astrology, and the new moon energy of this week. Super exciting, lots of good energy to talk about. We've got a beautiful new moon in Sagittarius, so happy birthday to all the Sagittariuses out there, and super exciting to bring in a lot of that good vibration that they bring as well. I've got Kayla here. Kayla says, hi everyone, happy early birthday to Jaden. We've got Carmela here as well saying hello. Linda's here, says hi. Emma G says hello from Wisconsin. Blessings to you both. Shaniqua Brooks says hello, beautiful souls. Hello. Carmela says I recently moved from California all the way to the south in Louisiana. Sending great vibes your way. And happy birthday, Jaden. Yay. So cool. And yeah, big moves for a lot of people. I think that's kind of a part of the changes of the year as we end the year of 2019 and move into 2020. And so let's go ahead and just do a little bit of a review. Jaden's going to be keeping an eye on the comments, so if you guys ask a question, he'll do his best to let me know while I'm talking. But in the meantime, let's just tap in to the review of last week. And actually, I wanted to add a little bit of a different practice today, and I just almost forgot, but I have remembered now. So let's go ahead and all just, as we gather today, as we get connected on this beautiful Sunday, let's go ahead and just close our eyes and take a couple deep breaths and just appreciation and connection to our spirit, connection to our source, and just gratitude for all of that bliss and alignment. So let's all close our eyes for just a moment. Relaxing the body, getting nice and comfortable, and let's all take a nice deep inhale together. Inhale and exhale to relax. Releasing any tension from the body. Another deep breath in. Big exhale to relax, feeling that connection with our spirit, connection with source, with another deep breath in full of gratitude and love. And big breath out to relax. When we take those deep breaths, when we allow ourselves to align, we really connect to our source within, the source that is above us, that is the creator, and then we align with the spirit within us that's an extension of it. And that just feels really good to do on Sundays together as we tap into this energy. It also allows us to center ourselves in the week, from the week that we've just had, and get prepared for the week we're going to have. So we have Thanksgiving this week for the people in the US, so if you are joining with family as well, this is a great opportunity to bring some of that deep breath practice and intention and centering into your holidays. That can really help with anything that you might be going through, any tensions between family, any preparation for family members, and anything that you really want to be able to express to your family but might not know how. That gratitude, that love, that appreciation, that compassion, that understanding, whatever it is, it's so important to be able to take a couple of deep breaths of cleansing energy and then get yourself aligned to what you'd like to start with. All right, so let's review last week. Last week's cards, we had playfulness at the beginning of the week, really encouraging us to stay playful, to stay youthful, to stay excited, and really connected to our inner child. And then the middle of the week card last week was serenity, really encouraging us that amongst that playfulness, we also want to find peace and have peace be our priority, and to know that our peace can be different than other people's peace, and that we have an understanding of our personal peace and connection. And then the end of the week card was evolution, encouraging us to embrace change and to know that change is coming, and to really acknowledge the parts of ourselves that are evolving, and to feel gratitude and connection to that, and deliberate focus on how we want to evolve as well as we move into 2020. So those are the weekly cards of last week. Let's start by getting into the spirit messages of this week. But first, let me see who else is joining us today. We've got Josephine giving us some love. Linda said, I made it. Hey, Linda. Linda's in Mount Shasta right now. Pretty awesome. Really strong vortexes up there. Amanda says, blessings, everyone. Happy Sunday. Happy early birthday to your sweet brother. Yes, all the birthday wishes for you. He's having his party next Sunday. So on that note, by the way, next Sunday, I'm going to be doing my reading an hour early. So that means 12:12 p.m. Central Time. 12:12 p.m. Central Time. I'll put that in the description as well. And if you can let your friends know, anybody that you know tune in every week, let them know, send them a text, send them a message, a reminder that next week on Sunday we're going to do 12:12. That way I can make sure to be at this guy's birthday party on time. So we'll be tuning in a little early next week. All right, so let's get into the spirit messages. These are all messages that I meditated on and just connected with spirit on and received for our understanding of the week coming forward. So the first message is inspired passion, joyful fire, motivation, and motivation through enthusiasm. This is the energy that we're going to be feeling this week, and this is the energy that we want to also deliberately bring into our experience. When we have that inspired passion, that divine fire within, that part of us that encourages us to do more with what we want and to activate our desire and to act on our desire, we are able to create way more than we ever could when we're not inspired, when we're doing something we're not inspired to be doing. So this is a really big call from spirit to just align with the things that you're naturally passionate about and really start putting in the action forward in creating more of those passions and whatever it is that you aspire in with those passions in mind. We have that Sagittarius new moon coming up, and it's a fire sign, but it's a happy fire sign. It's excited. It's got that joyful fire. And so we want to give ourselves that opportunity to gain motivation, momentum, determination, dedication from our joys, from our desires, from our positivity, and from our experience in pleasant times. And so really allowing ourselves to build that motivation on positivity and let that be a fire for us for action. And like I said, motivation through enthusiasm. What are you excited about? What can you get excited about? Even things that aren't as pleasant as you would like them to be, can you find a way to get excited about it? Can you find some enthusiasm there? Can you find a piece of that uncomfortability that is exciting to you and encouraging you to move forward in a different way and to embrace change, or things that you're uncomfortable with, or things that you're not used to? Can you enjoy that motivation through enthusiasm? The next one is the cards. Now, we talked about the Earth Force card in November, and now we're moving into a new month in December. We're moving into that new month this week, at the end of this week. So we know that the Earth Force card came up for our annual reading when I did the 2019 annual reading almost a year ago. The November card was Earth Force, and that was all about the nature, the quality of nature, and how powerful Mother Earth is, how powerful our connection with nature can be when we tap into it deliberately, and how powerful we can harbor that energy for manifestation. So as we move from that card into December, December's card for the month, for the year, is power. So we're literally activating our power from that Earth Force connection, from that ability to understand that through our connection with nature and through our buildup of energy and divine natural power, we are activating our unique soul power within that. So I encourage you, connect with nature, go outside more. I know it might be cold for some of you, but just give yourself some time to stare at the sky, feel into the ground energy, even if you're in your house, and allow yourselves to really connect deeply with the Earth Force energy and let that activate your soul power. Let it activate your natural power, and really do some reflecting on what your soul power looks like. Times when you felt very empowered, very strong, very successful. What was it that made you feel so successful? What were you doing? What was making you feel that power? And then when you reflect on that, you get more specific and more aware about what it is that brings you into power, and also what you can do in a positive way with your soul power activated, because everybody has a unique soul power that they're bringing to the table. So allow yourselves to activate yours. So that's what we're going to be feeling a lot, and it's about heart center too. When I pulled that card last year, I talked about the balance between masculine and feminine, and how that helps activate our soul power. So recognizing that we have that masculine energy that helps us go forth and take charge and lead and really move in an action and physical way. And then we have that divine feminine soul power that's all about really that tenderness, that love, that compassion, that nurturing ability, that intuition. And when we have it balanced, both of those aspects of ourselves are balanced, we activate an even deeper soul power. And then we bring that into a experience, into a situation, into a relationship with someone, into an event that we want to create, and to a goal, and to a project that we're working on. And that provides a very aligned sense of power that is so efficient for what we're going forward in, especially for 2020. So find ways to balance your soul power and reflect a little bit on, am I being a little bit more masculine? Am I trying to control everything? Am I trying to overpower things? Or am I being too feminine? Am I not doing too much? Am I not making the steps I need to? Am I not using my intuition enough? When you reflect on that and how you can become more balanced, you start to activate even more of your soul power. So allow yourselves to do that. Your power is ready for you, and it's ready to be activated. So let your soul power be activated this week. Next message is passion, purpose, and persistence. These are the 3 P's that we want to focus on this week. Super important. As we get into our passion, we talked about that inspired passion, that joyful fire. Once we start recognizing that and actually experiencing it, we start to feel more of our purpose. We start to get more of an idea of what our life purpose is. We start to have a bigger and clearer picture of what that looks like. And then all we need to do from that point is be persistent in our action towards it, and our motivation and dedication to it, our consistency. Super, super important. And then those 3 mixed together brings even more soul power activation. And that's why the title of this reading is Soul Power Activation. It's super important right now. So have a clear picture of what you want. Keep visualizing it. Allow yourself to really dedicate some time to reflecting on creating a blueprint for yourself on how you want to really bring in what you desire, how you want your spiritual ambitions, your physical ambitions, your financial ambitions to manifest. And be clear about that, because when you ask specifically Source, you ask Source what you want specifically, it will deliver and it will co-create that experience with you. But it wants you to be specific. It wants you to be bold with your request. It wants you to be excited and enthusiastic and fully in trust that it will co-create with you based on your desire, based on your joyful fire. So allow that to be a big part of your preparation for 2020 as well, and the energy of this month. The other message I got is face what you haven't faced. This is important. These are things that we talked about a little bit last week as well. Some of that unfinished business or some fears that might have come up recently. It's so important not to take those fears or that unfinished business into the new year. So start facing what you know you have to face. Things that you know have just been laying under the surface that you've been trying to ignore or push aside. Confrontations, fears, judgments, knowledge. Face these things. Face what you want to learn. Face what you want to clear. Face what you want to really understand and become more wise on. Because when you face it now, you really get yourself prepped and ready for the new year. Okay? You're shaking the table a little. The next one, apply the lessons and wisdoms of Mercury retrograde. We just ended Mercury retrograde last Wednesday, but let me tell you, it's definitely still lingering. The communication barriers, the commitment issues, the connections to change and things that are unexpected, it's still lingering, some of that energy, and I'm sure some of you are feeling that too, where it's not quite relieved yet. You still have a little bit of that tension, and that's okay. The reason why it's been lingering is because it was a Scorpio Mercury retrograde, which was really deep in our emotional body, but also that it's inspiring change, and it really wants us to implement what we're learning, implement what we've understood the wisdom that we've gained from Mercury retrograde. Don't just say, oh, thank goodness it's over, and then don't apply what you learned from that. Really give yourself time to reflect on, okay, why was I having those struggles during Mercury retrograde? What came up in that time? What can I do better at? And start implementing that change now so that you don't get caught up in the same cycle next Mercury retrograde and feeling the same way. We want to we want to feel that evolution, that consistent. He gets it. We're moving it. Step-by-step growth, step-by-step process, right? There you go. I see you with the steps. So super important. What did the Mercury retrograde show you about commitments, communication, and changes, and how can you apply them? Journal and take record of your progress. This can be a really great way of staying accountable and applying those lessons from Mercury retrograde. Next one is history is important sometimes, and spirit is bringing awareness or reflection on certain elements of the past for conscious understanding. This is so important. A lot of times we talk about not dwelling in the past, not holding on to it, and staying in the present, but also, I don't know what that was. I thought it was thunder, but it wasn't. It's a neighbor. So allow yourself to reflect on parts of history that have come up. A lot of people have been having a lot of nostalgia, reflection on positive memories, and sometimes not so positive memories, or just having old connections come up, old events come up, old situations come up, environments, and this kind of sense of remembering. That's important because sometimes we need to remember our history to remind ourselves how to take track of what we've been through and how to take record of what we need to do better or what we can implement in our life that was positive about the past. So this can be a really great way of gauging and measuring where you're at now from where you were, and that history is important to reflect on sometimes. So let those kind of historical events in your past come up. Don't dwell in them, but allow them to be a learning lesson. Allow them to be a place of study for your self-reflection and introspection as well. So the next one is preparing for the holidays with lots of gratitude. Oh, okay, I'll check it.
Mark.
Somebody's asking a question. Oh, Linda said, joining from Mount Shasta, I'm uber emotional with a question. So maybe wondering why you're uber emotional. Well, I will say that the Mount Shasta vortex, Linda, is very powerful, and so you might be feeling some extra emotions or sensitivity to the power of that vortex, and it might be coming up, bringing up old emotions, bringing things that were suppressed, bringing up energy that you want to really reflect on, that Spirit's really calling to your attention in your emotional body for healing or for understanding or for clarity or for providing healing energy to that vortex as well in whatever you're picking up on. So that may be why you're feeling uber emotional. Okay, so the next message, like I was about to get into, is preparing for the holidays with lists of gratitude. This is important. Like I said, we're getting ready to spend a lot of family time with a lot of time with our family. And so we want to really remind ourselves that anytime we're in uncomfortable situations or communications, or maybe we're just used to having more time alone and we're having to go around our family, super important to make lists of gratitude so that you remember why it's so important to connect with your family and how good it feels. Remembering the positive moments. I know a lot of people have, sticky situations in family. Maybe they have family drama or they have issues with certain family members. Super important to make lists of gratitude and recognize that every family member that you come in contact, and really every person that you come in contact in general, has a message for you. They have a lesson for you. They have something that you can gain from that. And if you can find gratitude, you will feel more of that positive experience. You will feel more of that evolution in that relationship, and you won't be so weighed down by the negativity by connecting to it or identifying with that. Identify with the positive, identify with the gratitude, identify with the love. Remember, we are 5D now. We are moving from 3D to 5D. So let the negativity go. Let the overpowering power struggles energies go. Let the greed and materialism go, and focus on love, compassion, and unification. You're the best, Jaden. He's commenting on his own video. Look at him. Are you got an alter ego going right now? So allowing yourself to really have gratitude even for the contrast, super important. So family that doesn't align, allow yourself to have gratitude as well. Super important, because we have those things come up in our experience for a reason. So try to figure out why that's coming up and what you can do, okay? Renee says, ugh, always late. That's okay. You can watch the replay, Renee. No worries at all. So the next one is abandon your lack mentality. This is super important. A lot of us have been seeing areas in our abundance mentality that can use improvement, things that we're focused on that we don't have, things that we're focused on that we think we can't do or that we can't achieve, things that we feel like are too far out of our reach or that are just completely impossible to obtain. It's not impossible. It's only impossible if you align with that vibration, if you have aligned with that lack mentality, if you surrender to that idea that you can't have it all. It's already created for you in Source. Source has already given you everything that you want. It's just up there in the other realms. And we just have to bring it down into the physical. And we do that by having faith, blind faith, not needing to see our outcomes, not needing to see the proof of it yet, just trusting that it's coming and keeping that faith powerful and strong and really aligning with the commitments that you need to make, the sacrifices you need to make, the steps that you need to make that prove to Source that yes, you trust it and that you are willing to take those first steps towards what you know you want, and then Source will help you do the rest. But we have to take those leaps of faith a lot of times. And so that's super important for us to choose our abundance mentality by taking the steps we need to activate it. And we do that by trusting that we're going to have what we need. Maybe we have to spend a little money on something that is for a goal, or we have to put a little money aside, and to us maybe it feels a little uncomfortable because we want to know if we're going to have money to replace it. But Source will take care of that when we take the initiative and when we put that money aside and say, yes, I'm dedicated to this ambition, I'm dedicated to this goal, I'm dedicated to this creation, whatever it is that you're manifesting, and then Source will help co-create it. That's how you step into the abundance mentality. And aligning also with the fact that you are abundance, reminding yourself that you are an extension of Source, and so that you can feel the light within you when you activate it, when you say, yes, I have what I need. I know I have what I need. I always will have what I need. I experience abundance every day. Then you're recognizing that you are abundant already and that you don't really have much contrast in your way other than the mind that's trying to tell you you don't have that, right? And then the next one is making careful decisions. This is one of the last spirit messages I have for you, is making careful decisions. Super important. You don't have to take every opportunity that you're given. Be in tune with your intuition. Be in tune with the opportunities, right? So all of these things, opportunity, being in tune, intuition, being in tune. When we are aligned with our spirit and with our inner guidance system, we start to realize that maybe not every opportunity that's offered to us is the opportunity that's meant for us. And when we can focus on what feels best, what feels good in our spirit, what feels intuitively guided, then we align with the opportunities that are actually meant for us. So make sure that you're just making careful decisions, feeling it out before you're saying yes to things that you might not know is really right for you yet. Make sure you tap in, okay? And then also in regards to family during the holidays, it's about really creating boundaries of self-preservation. So I also wanted to mention that because rest and recuperation is essential, especially during the holiday season. You have time off of work, you have time with family, so take the rest when rest is needed. Allow yourself to sleep in some nights or some mornings. Allow yourselves to take some time alone in some of those days you're spending with your family. Allow yourselves to say no sometimes and create boundaries when you need to. This is all self-preservation, making your peace a priority and knowing that that self-care and self-love is an example that you're showing for your family. And it's also a way for you to really honor yourself in a very strong way and be grateful for yourself in that way as well. So I really encourage you all to do that as well, because I know holiday season can get intense for people, especially if you have family that you don't get along with or something. Luckily, I don't have that problem because I love my brother and we get along just fine. But just in case you need that, super important. Do you sleep in ever?
No.
No? What time do you usually wake up?
6:30 to 7.
6:30 to 7. See, and even on weekends. Man, see, he's
Sometimes
doing better
it's
than us. Okay.
Sometimes it's 8.
Yeah, but you play Fortnite, so that's your self-care, right? That's your way of finding your peace, right? Do you find peace when you play Fortnite?
I don't know.
He does. You have fun is peaceful, right? Yeah. All right, so the next little segment that I have for you all is going over each category of life and giving you an intuitive word that I picked up from it. So the first category of life is your work life. The intuitive word of the week for work life is desire. aligning with your desire and being clear on your desires. Maybe you're in a contrasting energetic exchange with your work life. Maybe you're in an environment you don't really like or don't really appreciate. But if you can focus on that contrast and know that that is a way to define what you do want, what you do desire from your work life, by recognizing, okay, I've got this really annoying boss, he's very micromanaging, he's very controlling. So in this contrasting experience, I recognize that I actually desire a boss that is more considerate, more kind, more compassionate, less micromanaging, more free giving of time, and lets me do more of what I want to do and the way I want to do it. That can be a really great way of identifying desire. Maybe it's your schedule. Maybe you don't really like your schedule and you now desire a better schedule and more specifics on what that means for you. So when you connect to your desire in work life, you can connect to it through having a great work life or having a work life that you want improvement on. Either way, you can still connect with desire when you focus and reflect on that. The next area of life is love life, and that is the word of that category is compassion. Really finding ways to have more compassion in your relationships, your loving relationships, not just romantic, but every kind of loving relationship you have. Really finding ways to see through their eyes and see through their experience and understand that by doing so, you have this sense of clear understanding and deep appreciation for who they are and what they are in their experience. And then you become more aligned in communication and connection. And then in spirit life, the word is honor, honoring your spirit in every way. This means self-care. This means source energy. This means doing your meditations, visualizing, praying, whatever that means to you to connect with your spirit and honor your spirit, do so. That's super important. And also aligning with the part of your spirit that is bringing you into that 2020 energy, the new elements of evolution that you have evolved into from this last week and also are continuing to evolve into as we approach the new year. Honor those evolutionary changes and honor your spirit through it. Being kind to yourself is another way to honor yourself in that way. And then in family life, it's about respect. Respect is the intuitive word. So respect family, respect your connection to family, respect what you represent in your family, stand in your unique individual energy, and also appreciate all of your family for their unique individual energy as well, especially with this holiday season, okay? Let's check the comments before we get into astrology. How's everybody doing? Kiwi's here. Hey, Kiwi, good to see you. She says, what's up, little bro? Nice to see you again. Yes. Kelly says, peace, love, and light. Gratitude, Rissa. Thanks for the awesome vibes. So glad to have you here. Willpower Awakened gives us a beautiful green heart of love. Leslie says, hi, sister. Hi, Jaden. Hi, soul family. Yay. She says, we are in Belglade, Florida on Jeep Cruise, sending you lots of vibes. Ooh, fun, Leslie. I hope I get to see some pictures and videos of that. That sounds amazing. Jaden says, you're the best, Jaden. See, Jaden's practicing self-love as we speak. PJ says, I agree with you, Jaden. That you getting up early, probably. Bomba says, blessings to you all. Happy birthday, Jaden.
No, I agree with that one.
Oh, yes, you're right. Thank you for correcting me. PJ agrees with Jaden being the best. I agree, too. You are the best. My other little brother should be here today too. His name's Tommy and he's amazing as well. So hopefully we'll get to see him also at some point today. I'll make sure to do a story on my Instagram with him. Linda says he's adorable, much like you. Oh, thanks. All right, so let's go ahead and get into astrology. The next message is here. These are the astrological influences, and we have a pretty big one this week. November 26th on Tuesday, we have a new moon in Sagittarius. So happy birthday to all of you Sagittariuses. Super exciting. That's where we're going to be feeling that fire, that joyful fire. It is a fire sign, but it's a very happy fire sign, and usually pretty assertive as well in what they want, what they desire, and pretty capable of really identifying that clearly and standing their ground in it. So Sagittarius have a really good energy, and it's going to be, this new moon on Tuesday is going to be 3 degrees Sagittarius, which of course power of 3, really nice harmonious number there, aligning mind, body, and spirit. And then we also have Mars opposite Uranus on the new moon, which means that the action essence of Mars is opposite the Uranus, the spiritual higher mind energy. And when Mars and Uranus are opposite, doesn't mean that they're they're going against their characteristics, it actually means that they're kind of balancing each other out, and they're bringing kind of this sense of connection and balance. And so we're going to have a lot of freedom, we're going to have a lot of liberation, we're going to have a lot of creativity, and our unique essence is going to be expressed, allowing us to act on our individuality, allowing us to act on our creativity, allowing us to act on our higher mind perspectives, those 3D elements of ourselves, or those 5D elements of ourselves versus the 3D elements of ourselves. So really allowing ourselves to act on higher mind decision making as well. And new changes, really accepting them and embracing new changes and knowing that these are going to be positive for us. Now the moon is also quincunx Uranus, and the sun is quincunx Uranus, which is at 150 degrees. That's what quincunx means. And so the moon and sun being quincunx Uranus means that we're acting on our intuition as well. That with that moon energy, we're feeling that divine feminine energy, and then with the sun energy, we're finding that divine masculine energy, acting on our spiritual ambitions, our goals, our next steps forward. So we're going to have that really nice balance of power. And we talked about this in that week, in that annual reading for the card of December being power, that balanced power activating even more soul power within us. So we're going to really feel that with the new moon as well on Tuesday. And then we've got the moon trine Chiron. This is going to be our ways of healing. Chiron is always in charge of healing, and the moon is in charge of our intuition and our emotional body. So we're going to feel spiritual awakening with harmony. We're going to feel healing, intuitive healing coming forth for us. We're going to also feel healing in love and our abundance mentality, which is just bringing it full circle, recognizing that we want to have that compassion and love to heal. We want to have that connection to our abundance mentality to heal any ideas of lack. And that's what we're going to really be feeling a lot of in the new moon, okay? So give yourself time with the new moon to set some goals, set some spiritual ambitions. The new moon is always good for new changes and for release of that which doesn't serve you. So really make sure you're facing the things you have to face, finishing any unfinished business, allowing yourself to clear away things that do not serve you for this new year as we approach it in 2020 next month, and just giving ourselves that way of healing through this new moon in Sagittarius, that joyful fire, that inspired passion, and letting that be our primary focus and our primary drive, okay? And then on the next astrological influence, we have Wednesday, the next day, November 27th, Neptune stations direct, 15 degrees Pisces, which means that we're going to feel more of spirituality influence, unconditional love, a lot more 5D consciousness activated for us. So it's going to be easier for us to have that sense of unification and connection and oneness with all. And we're also going to feel a lot of soul sparking experience that day on Wednesday, with more of our soul power activations implementing into our being and us embodying it, especially since that new moon energy is so close. Those two mixed together, we're just going to feel even more of our soul power just naturally coming through. And then the last astrological focus is Thanksgiving Day, Thursday, November 28th, Venus trine Uranus. That gives us a really strong exploration of new projects, creativity, exploration in love and abundance and abundant pursuits, giving us more of that playful energy like we had last week and giving us more curiosity and enthusiasm, motivation through enthusiasm, right? So we're going to feel that as well. And then liberation from lack is another one that comes with this Venus trine Uranus, which is also going to help us activate more of our abundance reality and mentality. So continue doing the inner work, really clearing any can't, don't, won't kind of speak, because when we speak those kind of things into existence, it does manifest. So start saying, I can, I will, I am, I'm doing it, it feels good. And when we say those things, it becomes more and more of our reality, easier to activate our abundance, okay? Jaden has some crystals. Do you still have your crystals?
No.
Which ones did you pull out? Jaden pulled out some crystals that I think were pretty on point for this week as well. Let me see. So this one, pyrite, a metallic, it's like a heavy crystal, a metallic crystal. Pyrite is really good for protection, keeping us safe and secure in our unique individuality. This can be really good during the holiday seasons to clear any tension or to just help you feel more at peace in your own vibration, no matter where you go and what you do. And then we've also got hematite that he pulled out, another one. This really clears any negative energy and keeps us feeling really good and positive. And this can also help us clear any ideas of lack or any ideas of contrast. So these are really good crystals for this week. Which other ones did you grab? He's so intuitive. He's picking all the great crystals. So this one is purple obsidian. I know it doesn't look very purple, but it does have a purple tint to it. And purple obsidian allows us to clear any blockages in our intuition. This is going to be really helpful in aligning ourselves with our soul power in the divine feminine way. If we need more divine feminine power, if we've been a little bit more controlling of our power, more masculine in it, then we can bring in this purple obsidian to help us with our intuition and our power in that way. And then he also pulled out the citrine. The citrine is really great for activating abundance. So really tapping into our abundance mentality. Also in our actions. So this is great divine masculine energy of soul power as well. So really good balance with the purple obsidian and the citrine. Really, really good. Good job, Jaden. Look at you go. All right, so that is our astrological reading and our spirit messages reading. Let's go ahead and pull some cards before we end here today. Let's go ahead and take a couple of deep breaths again just to get nice and centered and relaxed. Let's take a nice deep breath in. Feeling grateful as we exhale to relax, feeling this beautiful community that we're in with another deep breath in. And big breath out to relax, releasing any tension, any contrast, any lack mentality with another deep breath in full of love, gratitude, compassion. And big breath out to relax into that connection we have with Source, with our soul power activation, with the new moon in Sagittarius. Let's pull a couple cards to see how the week's gonna go. A little summary here from the cards. Feel free to let me know how you're doing, how this reading has resonated with you. I went a little quick today just because, you know, I'm in here with my brother. He's making me go quicker. I can feel it. His energy is, I know you don't want to, but your energy is just, it's quick. You're young, so it's nice. I'm slow. I'm an old lady. I'm not?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, thanks. Just needed to hear that out loud. All right, I'll show you guys the cards in just a second. So we got the first card already pulled. Let's see what the middle of the week card says. You want to pull the next card?
Yeah.
Okay. You have to do it this way. And just shuffle till you feel one that pops up that feels good. Jaden's going to pull the end of the week card for us. We're doing it together. Oh, I almost had mine. There we go. Whichever one pops out at you, you pull. Is that it? Is that the one that you like? Okay. All right. So first card, beginning of the week card, cleanse. This is from the Spirit Messages deck. This is super important. So cleansing ourselves of any of that lack mentality, cleansing ourselves from any contrast or any contrasting belief systems or negativity, really allowing ourselves to feel aligned with our soul power through cleansing. And the new moon itself is a very cleansing energy as well. So we're going to be feeling all those types of cleansing for this week. The card itself says your body, mind, and soul are urging you to take some time out for some much needed cleansing. Just as you wash your car, clean the house, or tidy your office, your body also needs care and attention. It's time for some spiritual, emotional, and physical cleansing. So if you're inspired to do some cleansing on your own, cleaning the house, cleaning your body, cleaning your mind, do so. And also I do energy cleansing. So if you want energy cleansing from me, chakra balancing and energy cleanse, please email me readingsbyrissa@gmail.com or DM me on Instagram @readingsbyrissa, and we'll absolutely set up an energetic cleanse for you to get you prepared for this next year and the holiday season. So that is the first card, cleanse. You want to say the second card?
Answered prayer.
Answered prayer. What do you think that means?
If you pray, it's gonna happen or something.
Yeah, look at him go. He's my mini me right here. He said, if you ask, it will happen. Answered prayers. And that is absolutely true. Really allowing ourselves to pray it into existence, to believe it. That's that blind faith we were talking about. That's that inspired and faithful action. That's that ability to know that it's already there. It's already created for us. We just have to bring it into the physical by trusting that our prayers will be answered. And by being specific with what we want, right? Creating that blueprint. Listing our prayers, listing our things that we want, and knowing it will happen. Next card.
Patience.
Patience. This is the one Jaden pulled. Archangel Michael with patience. Really beautiful card. We've got the crown chakra energy here, the pyramid energy here as well. Crown aligning with our history. This kind of reminds me a little bit of that history that we were talking about, knowing that some of our history is coming back up to the surface for us to reflect on mentally and to be aware of, and that we need to have patience as we evolve, knowing that we are still a part of our history, that we can't just abandon our history completely, but we have to embody some of it while also changing the parts that no longer serve us, right? And having patience in that evolution. Super important to have that patience, because when we have patience, we aren't so hard on ourselves, we aren't so hard on other people, we aren't so hard on experience, and we just start to take things a little easier. We start to allow things to be, and we start to just trust that it's okay. And that's what inspires that positive change, that liberation, that freedom, and that divine peace that we need, okay? All right, y'all, so one more time, cleanse for the beginning of the week, middle of the week, answered prayer, and end of the week, patience. Those are our cards for the week. I don't have any announcements this week other than that next week we are going to be going live an hour earlier so I can make it to this guy's birthday party next week. So 12 p.m. Central Time next week for our weekly reading. Make sure you let all your friends know who also tune in. And then also, if you need anything at all, please message me Instagram at readingsbyrissa and email me readingsbyrissa@gmail.com. I did just launch my coaching program. It's a full intuitive development course with one-on-one coaching calls with me, meditations, active aligned items for your intuition building, intuitive practices and visualizations, all of it available to you. So if you're interested in that, let's schedule a call to talk about the program options and which one will be most aligned for you. Again, at Readings by Rissa, at Readings by Rissa on Instagram to message me, or readingsbyrissa@gmail.com to connect, okay? I love you all so much. I hope you have a wonderful new moon in Sagittarius. I hope you have a beautiful Thanksgiving or Indigenous Peoples Day, whatever you want to call it. Thank you so much for joining. Jaden's got my card. It's right there. Thanks, bud. Love Unconditional is my business. That's my LLC, and I am here for you always in that way. I love you all so much. Let's finish out with just seeing what people say and how people are doing. EM Victor says, jumping in late now and new and clearing out into the new and clearing out the old. Yes, absolutely. A lot of that cleansing energy is so important. Renee says, wow, Linda, Lacey, cool place to be. Say hi from me to our star mothers. Yes, star mothers at Mount Shasta, absolutely. Carla says, so excited about the new moon is in Sag. My birthday month. Happy birthday, Carla. That's super exciting. Nikki Johnson says, yay, glad I caught at least a little bit of the live. Much love to everybody here in this community of light. So glad you did too. Feel free to watch the replay as much as you want. That's why it's there. Carla says, hi, Rissa and Jaden, sending you and your family light and love. Thank you so much, light and love to you. Kiwi says, I had been tapped in a little to the lack mentality, seeing everybody with their partners in marriage. I have more focus on all that I do have and what I should be grateful for. Absolutely. And just pray about it, Kiwi. Know that when you manifest it, you meditate on what you want and you're specific, it will come. And have that patience, have that consistency, because that is absolutely a part of that blind faith that will bring it into fruition as well. Kayla says, I'm cleaning my closet while watching this. So perfect for the cleansing card. I love that. Nikki says, I'll go back and listen to the rest, but what I've heard is definitely on point. So glad to be here for you. So glad it resonated. And PJ says, have a great rest of the day, you too. Thank you. Thank you all for joining. I love you all so much. It's been a pleasure to connect here from Indiana with my little brother here with me. And I can't wait to see you all next week as well. I love you. Have a great, great, great day and a happy Thanksgiving. Mwah. Bye.